So this is a standing class, no dog poses, no getting up and down off the floor. I think some of us quite like just to stay at one level for a little bit and also just not using those shoulders and wrists so much. So just a nice little standing pose class. We're going to inhale, reach up those arms, pull up those thighs, exhale, bring those hands to the center. Making sure that your feet, you've got the weight very evenly, big toe, little toe, and the inner outer heels all nicely placed onto that floor. If it feels too wide apart with those legs, just bring them a wee bit narrower. Don't forget to always just modify anything that's not feeling quite so comfortable as you'd like it to. Exhaling, we're going to bring both arms out to the side. And then from here, turn the palms, reach the arms in the air. Now we're going to start with a warrior one. We'll go to the right leg. I'm going to the left because I'm your mirror. So turn, and we're going to gently bend through that front leg. Now, when it's hard to balance, if you've got your feet just a wee bit more spread wider to each other, it's going to be easier to balance. If you've got a wall, that makes it helpful as well. Otherwise, reaching nice and tall. If your shoulders don't like being with those arms in the air, bring them back down. We're just going to stay for a moment here. Keep the tummy ribs in. For some, classical Virabhadrasana one with the foot turned out. Others, you might feel more comfortable with the foot turned in. So again, just modify, bending the back knee, keeping that lower back long if it's not comfortable. If you can, it's a lovely straight leg. You're reaching very tall, and then on the breath in, we shall come back up. If you can, the arms stay. If not, bring them back down by your sides. We're going other side, so easing your way down. Again, just feeling the difference between both sides. One side might feel more stable, more steady. Keep the backside tucked strong, draw the tummies in. It's always nice to be really aware of the difference of both sides of that body, which side might just need a little bit more work, which side is quite reasonable with its openings. We're going to come back into the center, feet turn in, bend to straight legs, we'll just curl down. Now, you can always just reach around and grab a couple of blocks if you don't want to go quite so low. Some of you will be taking those hands down to your floor. The other thing you might want is bent legs. So again, just keep those little modifications in mind. On the breath in, we're going to push through those feet. Inhale, we're coming all the way back up. Take those arms back up. Exhale, we're going back round to the right side. This time, we're going to take our hands, for all of us, into the upper ribs, not down by your hips, but as high up to that rib cage as possible. Elbows, they're moving back to the wall behind you. And then you can sort of almost actively push those hands into the chest there, into the rib cage, and lift up. So again, firm the back side, draw the tummy and bend the back leg if it's not comfortable. Stay with the legs a little bit narrower. Again, just find those little modifications so that you can keep your breath soft, keep your breath very even. We're going to stay with that lovely chest opening and extending those arms, possibly reaching them a bit further back. As you exhale, some of us are going to bring those hands to your thigh and hold. Some of you are going to really extend the arms away and hold. Draw up that tummy, press away with the heel of that back foot, lift the front of the body in, and then inhale all the way back up. Reach up tall and release. We're coming around to the other side. So do have a chair or a wall close by for those who don't feel quite so stable and steady. Take those hands into the back, hopefully not too far down, but a little bit higher. Elbows go back so you can sort of manually lift that chest, press away with the back leg, lift the chest high. Think of that stability by drawing the backside really, really firm, lifting up the tummy nicely, strong through those thighs. You're going to find that little bit more stability. Arms are going to come all the way back up. Open that up, and then again exhaling. So if you're not quite so keen with those arms behind, you've got those hands resting. Some of us, those arms extend. So in that case, you have to really work the tummy, work the backside, push away with the back leg. Think about those shoulders. They're drawing back and away from your ears. Think of really getting a lovely long neck here, and then inhaling, we're coming all the way back up. and release to the center. We're going forward again. So possibly that hand on your blocks or books, a little pile of books. Left hand down and the right arm can come up. Now, we're going to do two versions here. This first one, you're trying to sort of find a spiral through your spine, through your back. So we're not rounding, your head's not creeping across, your head stays in a direct line with that left foot. It looks quite a simple twist. Quite often it doesn't feel it, and you're pushing back into that left heel. So make sure that left heel is pushing down. We're coming back into the middle, other side, so easing around. And again, press into the outer heels, turning, twisting, not rounding and not bringing the head across to that left foot, not with this one anyway. We're coming back into the middle. Bend those legs, inhale, rolling all the way back up. Those arms come back up with you. We're going to do one more. So turning to that right side. Bending back down through your right leg. Feel that you're firming into the buttocks, drawing up the tummy, softening through those shoulders. And then from here, we're going to drift forward. So again, some of us will be here. Some of us, those arms extend. For those who can, those arms extend right back, opening up that chest. Now, if you can, or if you want to go further, I'm going to hop that foot in, but you don't. If you've got the room there, you won't need to, but I'm going to just hop that foot in. Otherwise, I'll crash into my orchids. Now you can stay here, or maybe lift. In fact, I'm going to crash into them anyway. Lift that back leg. You can stay with a bent standing leg, holding that backside, holding the tummy. Some of you will stretch out through the standing leg. Others, we haven't gone that far. You're holding here. For all of us, down we go. Lucky I've got a wall here, isn't it? Inhale, lifting back up and turn, otherwise I'd be wobbling all over the show. And over to the other side. So again, down we go. We're going to take those hands onto the thighs. You can stay, you can feel the strength of this pose, the thighs, the tummy, the buttocks. Some of you, you've interlaced those fingers. And again, I'm going to hop that foot in just a little bit so I don't go out of frame too much. Tipping forward, draw the tummy in. You can stay with those toes on the floor or maybe lift that leg, pausing, holding. Some of us are going to stretch out through that standing leg if that's possible. If you've got a wall, you can always place that hand on your wall. We're bending back through into warrior one. Virabhadrasana one, and then releasing. We're coming back into your center. From here, you can either leave your hands on your hips or the mat or the blocks. If you can interlace those fingers, bring the arms up and over, and let that head drop. So neck is soft. Pull up those little legs, draw up the tummy, bring the weight towards those toes a bit more, and then releasing the arms, bend those knees, rounding ourselves all the way back up, arms extending. So from here, we're going to turn our right foot out. Our little left foot turns in. We're going to bend through the right leg. So some of us are going to take a very small bend and hold, ribs, tummies in. Some of us are going to go that little bit lower and hold full Virabhadrasana 2. So everything's going to start to open up a wee bit more. You're going to start to feel there's glutes. If you had little arrows, those thighs are heading back to the wall behind you there, and then inhaling all the way back up. Foot turns in. Left foot turns out. Now I know the arms can get a wee bit tired out there, so drop them down, give them a bit of a break if you need to. Otherwise we're holding. Thighs draw back, little toes outer heels push into the floor, rib cage. It's always a really good little gauge. If those ribs have popped forward, you're in a back bend. We're not wanting a back bend, we're wanting to ease and release into these hips. But as well as that, you're finding a bit of strength in warrior 2. These standing poses, we're quite strong. We're coming back up. Inhale, back up. Take that foot to turn in. Inhale those arms back up. Exhale, bend to straight legs as you fold down. This time we're going to take that little bit of a difference to the twist. You're going to take your left hand across, and this time your nose is heading towards that shin. If you've got a very long nose, that's probably helpful. You'll get there a little bit faster. This left heel pressing back into the floor. As you come back around to the other side, we're going the other way. So hand goes across and exhale, nose heading towards the shin. Breathe. Stay. That lovely stretch through the back, the muscles of your backs, the hamstrings. We're coming back through the middle. Inhale, all the way back up. We're going to take those arms back out and bending through. So your right foot turns back out. Bend it down. Ideally, heel is in a line with the middle of that instep. If that's difficult to do, bring the foot a bit further forward. So be quite kind to your hips. If they don't like being quite so turned out, be aware of that and don't go too far. So from here, we're going to inhale, little reach back, open that up, and hold. Now, bringing this arm, you're going to bring this arm onto your elbow and stay, possibly going a bit further. If you can reach, you're going to reach around to those hands and stay. As you come back out, we shall release the arms and take them behind us. So nice little shoulder releases here. Push the arms away. Open up that chest. And if you're getting tired, just straighten those legs and hold here. Others, you're going folding. Down we go. So nose heading down to that instep. Keep pressing through that left foot. Reach the arms over. Try not to get those shoulders down. Lift them away. And then on the breath in, we shall come all the way back up. Foot turns in. Inhale, arms out. Turn the left foot. Modify that back foot. Slightly forward if you need to. So from here, inhale, reaching back to that lovely sort of peaceful warrior pose. You're going to reach around. So you can either hold onto your elbow. Some of you are going to go further and hold onto your hands and drift back. Find this lovely release through the side body and through the ribs. You've got more space between those ribs, little intercostal muscles. And then from here, we're going to release that back out and take a hold of these hands, draw them down your back. So if you need to, straighten up. Otherwise, you're holding in your lunge, reaching the arms away, exhaling forward and push down. If you really want to make sure you're working this leg, you can press the ball of the foot, again the heel just very slightly lifting. Draw up the tummy and make sure those shoulders haven't gone down to your ears. They're away from your ears. And then as you breathe in, push into that left foot to come all the way back up. Feet, they may feel like they've gone that little bit wider, which they probably have. So maybe narrow that distance. Inhale up and exhale, down we go. This time, we're going to stay. We're going to turn our feet out. And if this is feeling too much for some of us, just take a little bend of those knees, hold and straighten. Otherwise, we're going this way. Your right leg bends, your left leg is very straight, maybe even lifting the sole of the foot. If it's difficult, that might be where you stay. Some of you are going to go quite a bit deeper, quite a bit lower, feeling that nice release back into the middle. Other side, so maybe a little way, maybe a bit further, possibly all the way down. So again, modify, don't go the full distance. You've got weeks, possibly a number of weeks at home, just to keep practicing. Come back into the center, turn those feet. So you've got plenty of time to do the whole practice. Inhale back up, reaching nice and tall. Exhale, arms come back out. We're going back with that right leg, left foot slightly turned in, bending back through your right leg. Open that up. If I was right back against that wall, my shoulders, my buttocks, this thigh would all be pressing back onto your wall, the back of the head as well. Inhale, as you lift back up, this time we're going across and maybe just resting the arm on your thigh into that lovely long and lateral stretch or Parsvakonasana. Some of us will take the hand lower. If you do happen to have a block, I left my blocks in my back bedroom. It's not that far from the lounge, but even so, I'm not going to go and grab them now. We're going to inhale back up through the center and other side. So left foot, out it goes. bending through our left leg. Keep those thighs drawing back. On the breath in, you're going back into peaceful warrior pose. And then you're coming through, possibly to here, maybe even to here. Others, you're going deeper and lower. But again, don't go too deep, don't go too far. Make sure the ribs have pulled themselves in, pressing into the outer heel. Lots of lovely length through the side body. Those hips are really starting to feel quite warmed and there's more movement in them. And then inhale, and hopefully a lot of strength there as well, coming back through to the center. We're going to walk these feet gently, gently, gently in. Take your feet together here and take a lovely deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to take our hands, now those thumbs sit to the center of your chest. Your weight's going back towards your heels, your ribs, your tummies are in, your backside is really strong. Now, when it's too far to take the whole of this upper arm across the thigh, just leave your hand on your thigh. Take a little twist. Others, the whole arm, that's the upper arm. What you don't want to do is cheat and bring your head round. You keep your head pointing back out towards me, so twisting. If you're going further, left hand to the floor and your right arm goes high. So keep the length of that back, keep the twist, and then inhale. Up we come. If you can, you stay with the legs in chair pose, Utkatasana, and other side. So maybe just the hand on your shin or your thigh. Try and keep those thumbs into the center of your chest for those who are going further. One shoulder stacked above the other. If you're going further still, hand goes down. Top arm reaching to the ceiling. And again, hold, breathe, stay, and gently release. You can stay with your hands to your shins or those blocks there. Others' hands will be on the floor and maybe stretch out. Take a few breaths. That nice length of those hamstrings here. And we shall bend our knees, gently round through those backs. Inhale, all the way back up. Take those arms with us, drop those thighs. And exhaling those hands back into your chest. We'll take those feet out wide so you can just step them apart again. Inhale, very tall. Exhale, we're going to turn back round. This last one here, right foot turns out. Your left foot can turn its way in. Now, if you've got a wall, you can place your hands against your wall and find a little bit of a twist there. Others, you're going to take left arm forward and your right arm goes back, holding the twist. Just make sure, be careful, this hip doesn't go like that in a twist. This hip stays directly underneath you and you're trying to sort of isolate that a little in your twist, keeping that back leg very, very strong and straight. Release, we'll come back out and you're going other side. So inhale, tall, exhale, round we go. So don't forget, if you've got a wall or a chair behind you there, just hold on, making sure that buttock is tucking under, otherwise right arm forward, left arm back, holding, so anchoring yourselves there. Bring the ribs around, bringing those tummies around, broadening across these shoulders, staying. Try not to lean forward. That's another little option people tend to find. Don't. Stay upright. We're coming back through to the center. Take a nice big breath there, reaching up lovely and long, lovely and tall. Exhaling those hands to your chest. Bend those legs a little. We'll bring those feet back together again and take one more big breath. Inhale, tall. Exhale, bend through those legs all the way through. Hands to your shins, maybe straightening. Others, hands to the floor, possibly stretching out straight. And we're going to take the right hand all the way just to the buttocks. Now, when it's hard with the feet together, move them a bit further apart here. Bend the knees to make that easier. Others, that right leg is straight as you turn and you twist. Some of you are doing this with your feet together, turning and twisting. Others, the hand might be on the block or your shin. So again, find those little modifications just to help you to find the pose without
without cheating. Coming back through to the center. Other side, stretching the opposite leg, hand onto your back, possibly all the way around to the thigh. Keep those feet wide, keep 2 knees bent if you need to. What you're wanting to find is that lovely deep stretch through the outer hamstrings, your IT band stretching there. And again, just another big twist. We're back into the center, pushing through those feet, and gently inhale, inhale, all the way back up into the center. And those hands coming back into your center line. Shoulders soft, thighs are firm, buttocks tucking in, chin slightly tucked in. From here, we're just going to bend those legs. Now, some of you will come out of this and just sit yourselves to the floor happily. Otherwise, we're going down a little bit lower, a little bit lower. You're going to bring those heels away from the floor. A little bit further, maybe even pause. Some of you going down and down. You're on those tiptoes, don't forget. All the way through, all the way down. Hold, stay, drop that tummy, and then release. You're going to bring those buttocks to the floor. Take those feet, inhale nice and tall, exhale. We shall curl rounding into your back. A lovely little scoop of the back. You can press your arms into those thighs and you might find you'll go a little further. If that's difficult, leave the feet wide or further away and just take a nice wee stretch here. We're going to inhale up, hands can come back, right foot is just going to sit above that left knee and you're going to bend your left leg in. So your seated pigeon pose. Try not to lean back, try and lift up very tall, try not to lean across, keep those hips square, and again, if this is difficult for this side, leave the foot down and stay here. You can still feel the opening. Otherwise, we're nice and tall, shoulders back. You can do whatever you like with that neck, with that head. If you like looking up, otherwise that knee pushes forward. Releasing, lift up nice and tall. You can slide that leg further across and gently down we go. So soft neck, soft shoulders. You can find that little bit of a stretch through the IT band. If that's difficult, stay here and just a little curl forward. So again, there's always a way to modify. There's always a way around each pose so we can all benefit from whatever we're in here, whatever knot I've tried to tie you up into. So coming back up, and we shall do the opposite side. So I'm going to go with my left leg up on top, so are you. You're going to bring your right foot in, try not to scoop the back. Open up the chest, draw those shoulders back, press the knee forward. If that's difficult, your foot will be further away, or it might have just stayed here. Again, you'll know if your breath starts to become a little bit laboured, you'll know you've gone too far. You want to keep quite a lovely relaxed feel in through the nose gently and out through the nose softly. And if that's happening, you won't have forced your bodies into those shapes that it's not quite ready for, because that's really what you don't want to be doing. You don't want to force your body into positions that it's not ready for. Otherwise, it won't be a very happy body. So, and we want them to be happy. So releasing, take the leg across and just that nice little fold, a little way, possibly a bit further. And again, you'll find that releasing into the hips. If it's difficult, just hold on, take a little forward fold. Others, you've gone that wee bit further, that wee bit deeper. Neck soft, shoulders soft, and then we're going to inhale all the way back up. Now I know some of you won't be going easy cross legs. You'll have those legs just a little way out, maybe sitting on that book or a couple of cushions. Others, we are in easy cross legs. You're going to inhale nice and tall. Exhale, twist to one side. So that lovely full release. Inhale all the way back up, nice and tall and long. Exhale, opposite side, so easing your way across. And very gently coming through into your center. So hopefully without shoulders and wrists having to be in downward dogs, without having to go forward in lunges, upwards and downwards. It's a practice that is accessible to all of us. So inhale nice and tall, exhaling, and taking those arms, you can leave them to the center, you can leave those hands out to the sides. If you prefer to lie down on the floor, you're going to lie down on the floor. I won't stay with you here, but do enjoy the standing pose practice anytime you're feeling like refreshing yourselves, getting a little bit of energy running through the body, getting that lovely fullness of breath and that feeling of strength. It's that balance of strength, flexibility, of feeling refreshed but at the same time quite calm. So we want the balance between the two. And I know it's a very strange time. Our balance goes in and out a wee bit depending on the day. So I shall leave you. And thank you so much. Namaste. Let me know what you would like to do next. I'll be back. Bye. See you soon.